Okay, this is lesson 11.4. It is called writing inequalities. In lessons 11.2 and 3, you learned how to solve equations. Now we're going to talk about something, instead of an equation, it's an inequality. So these are inequality symbols. This one says is less than. It goes with words like fewer than or below. This symbol says greater than. It goes with words like more than and above. This symbol here, it looks like the less than symbol with a little line underneath it. That symbol says is less than or equal to. Either one. It's less than or equal to. And that goes with words like at most or no more than. This symbol that looks like the greater than symbol, which also has a little line underneath it, that symbol says is greater than or equal to. So either one, greater than or equal. Basically both greater than and equal to. At least and no less than are words that go with the greater than or equal to symbol, okay? So those are inequality symbols. An inequality basically says that two expressions are not equal. So a solution of an inequality that contains a variable, a solution of an inequality that contains a variable is any value of the variable that makes the inequality true. Just like equations. The solution for the inequality, basically the value of the variable that makes the inequality true. Okay, so here's an example. X is greater than 2. And 7 is a solution because 7 is greater than 2. But 7 is not the only solution, right? 7 is not the only number that's greater than 2. So inequalities have a lot of solutions because 3 is greater than 2, 4 is greater than 2, right? There's a lot of numbers that are greater than 2. 7 is just one possibility. Even 2.5 is greater than 2, right? Even 2.3 or 2 3/10 is greater than 2, right? So there's a lot of possible solutions. So what else is a solution? Well, 100 is a solution, right? Another solution is 2.5, right? Those are both greater than 2. So inequalities have many solutions. So one of the ways we write the answer or solution to an inequality is we graph it. Because you can't write all of the solutions. You'd be writing forever. You can't write all of the numbers that are greater than 2 because they don't end. A million is greater than 2, right? We could write numbers until we get to 1,000,000 and we'd still be able to write more numbers that are greater than 2. So instead of trying to write all the solutions, we graph the solutions. So if you graph a solution, if you have these two symbols, you're going to use an open circle. If you have these two symbols, you're going to use a closed circle. Okay, I'm going to explain that a little bit more in just a minute, and we're going to actually do it together, okay? This says graphing inequalities. This says -2 is less than or equal to x. When I have the or equal to little symbol down there, that little line, I'm going to use a closed circle, okay? I'm going to find the -2 and I'm going to draw a closed circle on that -2. Okay, then I'm going to see that the big side or the greater than side is pointing towards the x. So x is everything that's going to the greater than side. So in this case, that's this way. And I'm going to then draw an arrow. This arrow says that everything going towards the greater than end of the number line is a solution, including -2. That closed circle means -2 is included in the solutions. -2, -1.9, -1.5, -1, all of these are solutions, and you just get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger forever. Those are all solutions to this inequality. -2 is less than or equal to x. X can be any of those numbers, including -2. The closed circle means you are including -2 because it could be equal to -2. That's what that little line means down there. Let's do this one. Y is greater than -6. Well, I find the -6, and this time I'm not going to draw a closed circle. I'm going to draw an open circle because y is not equal to -6. Y is greater than -6. So I'm going to go towards the greater, and I'm going to draw my arrow. This says that everything greater than -6 is a solution. So people always ask, well, if -6 is not a solution, why don't we make the circle at -5? Well, because remember, you have -5.5, -5.6, -5.8, -5.75. All of these numbers in between -5 and -6 are solutions because they are greater than -6. -5.5 is greater than -6. So this right here, this -5.5 right there is a solution. So we don't draw the circle on -5 because remember there are integers or rational numbers in between those two whole numbers that can be solutions. So we do not include the -6, but we include everything greater than -6, including -5.9. Okay. All right, let's do this last one. This last one, they give us the graph. We have to write the inequality. So we know it's -2. So let's put the -2 there. And we know it's closed circle. So we're going to have a line underneath. And everything going to the less than side, right? The less than side. So -2, if x is here, we want the less than pointing to the x. Okay, see how the tiny pointy side is pointing towards the x? That's the less than side. So this says -2 is greater than or equal to x. And there we have our closed circle. That's our little line saying equal to. And everything less than -2 is a solution for x. And then we know that x has to be less than because the pointy little less than side is pointing towards the x. All right? So in this lesson, you're going to take the inequality and find the solution and graph it, or you're going to take the graph and write the inequality. Okay? That is 11.4. It's the last lesson in Module 11. So after this lesson, you get to take the Module 11 assessment.